DTI fan, what's good, baby? Treat yourself Friday on a Thursday. Grab your coffee, sit back, and let's just chat. Because guess what, folks? If you don't know, I know that today is the 100th episode, 100 of the Daily Drive-Bys. These started because I'm on the road a lot, traveling. I want you guys to hear my thoughts that I have while I'm on the road, and it's just a time for me to expand on the thoughts that I have so that way I can hear what I'm saying, you guys can hear what I'm saying, and hopefully it resonates with you like it does with me, to just accountability for purpose, for meaning, for why. It's pushing the mission forward of what we want to do with DTI. And this week I'm in a rental car, so I had to stop. I can't do it while I'm driving because there's no place to put the phone. You should see how it's set up right now. It's actually pretty cool, but we make it work, baby. And so I'm thinking about just reminiscing and looking back at all of the daily drive-bys. And it's crazy to think that this is episode 100 because there's been a lot said, there's been a lot talked about, but it's all centered around mental and physical health and how can you become a better version of yourself on a daily basis. Focusing on the little things so that way you can learn, develop, and grow into the person that you want to become. And that's what's important in life. It's constantly an improvement. It's constantly a realignment, a refocus. It's constantly pushing forward through the days and the days when you don't want to do it, that you have to do it. And so I'm thinking and have been thinking of some ideas on how these daily drive-bys are going to change, how we're going to make them better. But that's to come in the next 100 episodes because these things are not stopping. I'm going to keep putting them out there so that way hopefully it resonates with you to just think differently, act differently, and go after those dreams, goals, and aspirations that you have in life, because life is so short and we need to realize that we're only here for a short period of time. So how can we impact ourselves, our lives, and those around us the most to make the statement that we want to in this life? There are things that we're all going after. There are dreams that we have. There are goals that we have. There are habits that we want to instill in our life. There are so much things that we want to do, but we never take accountability to provide the action and steps needed in order to see the results that we want. Our house started being built this week, and it's just another monumental moment to make this feel a little bit more real. I was telling this gentleman yesterday, I was talking to this guy, ex-military, while I was eating dinner yesterday, and the conversations that I had with this older gentleman were they were amazing. And it was going back to one of the points that I made on a daily drive-by of like having genuine conversations with people. I sat down next to him. There was no words said in the beginning. And I saw that the U.S. Olympic hockey team had just ended. I asked him if they won. And next thing you know, that sparked into so many conversations. I wanted to be there for 40 minutes. I ended up being there for like an hour and a half talking with this gentleman and learned some new things, new thought processes. He gave me a book to read. And so it's just cool book recommendation. He didn't actually give me the book. But it's just cool when you talk to people to hear their story, man. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be seen. Everybody has different experiences that you can learn from. And so when you're out and about, say good morning to people, talk to people, show your personality, be who you want to be every single day, and don't hold back because of the judgment you think in your head. We hold ourselves back because this right here is worse than any jail. Now, I've never been to jail, so I can't speak for it. But I know somebody that's been to jail, and I've spoke to them for it, and they did not have the opportunity. They did not have the power to go out and do what they want. They were literally caged in to a box. But I take that analogy and I put it in perspective of like we cage ourselves in a box with our mind. This little 4 put corners on it. We sometimes pigeonhole ourselves so much because of the thoughts that go on up there that it limits us from the capabilities and the things that we can actually do, achieve, and accomplish in life. So while we have the opportunity, while you have the opportunity to go after everything you want in life, don't let yourself get in the way. Stop letting you define you. And what I mean by that is stop letting you define you by the thoughts in your head. Start letting you define you by the things that you're going to overcome, the things that you're going to accomplish, the things that you're going to achieve, the impact you're going to make on life. Go after those things. Focus on those things so that way you don't hold yourself back, get caged in to this mental prison that we have of why we can't do things versus why we can. We've all been through stuff, and we use those things in the past as like a negative. Most people are like, oh, I went through this, or my parents put me through this, or I made these mistakes in life, and they dwell on them and they harp on them. But what if you look at the other side of it, where you can be like, I'm going to take this and use the lessons that I learned to never go back down that path, to never have to experience that again, to make sure my kids don't experience that, whatever it is. You have the power to be able to take that negative, turn it into a positive, and help it impact your life and those around you. Weird. And so what I want in this daily drive-by is I want it to be short. I want it to be sweet. I want it to be for you to think about how you can take those things that you've went through in life, both the positives and the negatives, pull the meaning out of them, and then use those to fuel your ambition to reach your dreams, goals, and aspirations in life. We're 100 episodes in, so I want you to take time, go back, see the ones that have the most traction, watch those. See the ones that have the least traction, watch those, because you will hear something in all of those that will impact you, I truly believe, in some way, shape, or form, if you let your mind expand, if you let your mind grow, if you let your mind hear what's being said. And so what I want you to do to celebrate the 100th daily drive-by is go back and actually watch the other ones. Don't focus on this one right now. Listen to the message in the beginning, but think, how can I get outside of my mind? So that way I reach those goals, both mentally and physically, to propel me forward, to reach those new heights, to reach those new goals, to reach those new dreams that I have. Now, we talked about don't set goals in 2026, but clearly I set goals a lot in here. So that conversation that Dylan and I had when I first took something that somebody was talking about, I was like, oh, there is a purpose here. There is something here. But after Dylan and I talked with it, I was like, you know what? No, goals are important, but you have to have the foundation first. And I talk about that in a lot of daily drive-bys of what that looks like, instilling daily habits in your life to be able to make these things to make these things happen. Not going from 0 to 100, but from going to 0 to 0.5 to 1 to 1.5 to 2 to 2.5. So that way you can build that self-confidence. That way you can build that belief in yourself that you will do the things that you say, instead of doing them for a short period and then quitting them because it comes overwhelming and you give up on it. And so, like Nick Bear said, be consistently good over occasionally great, meaning be consistent and let these things get traction versus going the ebbs and flows of life. Start letting you ride that wave instead of that wave riding you, meaning don't go up with the tide and down with it and up and down. Stay consistent with it, ride that wave, and see your dreams, goals, and aspirations come true. I'm going to continue to try and elevate my life through these things that I say, through the vision that I have, and through the purpose and why that I've attached to myself with all of the things that I've went through in life. And so what I know is that you can achieve and accomplish anything in life if you have the desire to inspire. And when you have that, you can go after those dreams, goals, and aspirations that you have to be able to make sure that you live this dream life, this one life that you have, to the fullest potential. So go out there, capture the rest of this week, capture this weekend whenever you're listening to this. Go back, listen to the other daily drive-bys, and hopefully you'll see some changes here soon on the trajectory of these and what we're going to do. Much love to y'all. Can't thank you enough for tuning in. Can't thank you enough for going to check out those other ones. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel. It helps us push this page forward in everything that we do, DTI, that gets posted on it. So I appreciate the support through this 100 episodes of this. It's crazy to think we've done 100 episodes of podcast, then 40. We're about 200 episodes in on the pod. We're 100 episodes in here. Dylan's consistent with his vlogs that he's doing. So we're growing, baby, and I want you to grow with us. So if you have any questions about your mental or physical health and you want to instill habits in your life to see the things you want on the other side, reach out to us, join the community, and be a part of the DTI movement, baby. That's all I got for y'all. Have the desire to inspire. Peace out!